Hi, three-wheelers around the world. We got some show for you tonight. Wow, we got a packed house. Okay? Yeah. Hit it. Oh, yeah, we're back here. Oh, yeah. Can you do like a span here and show? We got a packed house here, that I said in the intro. Wow, this is going to be a good one, huh? What do you guys think, huh? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do it. So we're going to have Bruce Moore and Mark Gash. So why don't we get into it then? All right, Bruce. Now, give us a little bit of background last year and the last year TT. And we'll and then also the other races that you do across, right? We have to talk about the FSRA. We're going to get we'll get Chris to get into that too, huh? When he gets on the show, huh? But anyway, so okay, all right, enough for me now. Go ahead.
Well, TT22 for us was mine and my son's second year. Mm-hmm. Originally, it was supposed to be me and Mark, because after TT19, Ashley said he didn't want to do the TT anymore. So me and Mark planned for TT20.
Got accepted,
got entry, got start number, and obviously COVID. That killed that. And 21, there was no TT. So 22, I think I asked you.
And I said yes, and then Ashley took the chair back.
Then Ashley said he'd want to come back and do it again. So we talked about it, and it was just right for me really to go down here with my son on the side again. Oh, so I did that, and then after the TT last year, we found out that their family's expanding, and Ashley's decided that he wants to take a little break because the baby's due in March. So then I asked you again, didn't I?
Yeah,
And we fulfilled what we set out to do nearly 3 years ago.
I think actually in hindsight, Bruce, I mean, as a newcomer last year, I probably wouldn't have been able to do you justice anyway.
No, I think a year under your belt has made a massive difference.
Now, how many years have you been at the TT now? How many years now?
Well, this will be my 19th TT in 32 years.
Yeah, whoa. Yeah, it goes way back. But, I remember seeing some of the old stuff in that, right, when you were racing. But you were a passenger for a while too. Huh?
Yeah, I've passengered 7 TTs.
Yeah. And who did you passenger with?
Started off with Nigel Smith.
Yeah.
Then I was on with John Holden.
Uh-huh.
Wally Saunders for 2 years.
Oh.
Keith Walters, Welsh guy.
Yeah.
Andy King.
Yeah.
They're the ones I passengered.
I'll always ask the same questions, right? Well, how do you? It's a totally different world, isn't it? Between the driving and the passengering. Particularly at it is totally different. But
yeah,
you go ahead and explain what you think.
Well, at the time, like a lot of races, marriage split and everything else, and I couldn't afford to ride. So the next best thing was to go back on the side. So that's what I did. I used to just passenger the TT. Didn't really do a lot of short circuit racing because in them days you didn't have to pre-qualify for the TT. So I don't know. I've just done both. I just enjoy both. I couldn't do passengering now.
Yeah, he's more flexible. He can bounce around here. This guy, huh?
More disposable.
I tell you what, you guys, I've seen some of the guys. They're bruised up. You take some beatings. I've seen a few broken ribs too, even. And no crashes. I'm saying
you take a little bit. You take a bit of a hammering, all right.
No, yeah.
I was lazy. I was one of those lay down passengers.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the lay down but I like the lay down passengers. They make good videos. You see the guy's legs flopping around. Now can you tell us how is it that, is it the bike setup different were the guys laying down, or is it just a preference, or is it just because the guys?
No, but it's a total setup difference.
Yeah, that's right.
Irisons, which they predominantly were, they're designed for the passenger to lay down on.
Yeah, that's right.
originally. And round here, it's just the perfect way to passenger the TT. You feel totally less vulnerable when you're laying down because you're not hanging out the back. You're 3/4 of your body's laying on the bike, so you're a lot more secure. And it's just a fantastic feeling.
Well, you look like Superman when you're there.
It's fantastic. It's hard to explain what it's like. But you come up behind people who are passengering in a conventional way, and you're just laying there, and they're just getting battered.
Oh yeah.
And you're just, it's an experience.
The Irishman you were racing the last TT too, weren't you? Is that the same
I've had-
bike you've been using?
No, I've had several Irisons, but I've raced predominantly Irisons since 1996.
Yeah.
I've stuck with the same make.
You-
It
you-
suits my riding, so I've always had the same machine.
Yeah, you're going with that again
Yeah.
this year, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think, Mark? You used to that? You know, the Irishman outfit
It's
laying
a
down.
little bit different because with me racing at home in Ireland,
Oh, it's different. Yeah.
the majority of the racing that I'm doing in Ireland is on an F1 long bike, an F1000. It's a bit of a learning curve. I've gone back and forth, jumped on with Bruce. We did Scarborough at the tail end of last year. Did Southern last year as well. Did Southern a couple of years ago, but it's probably a little bit more of a learning curve for me getting off of a long bike onto a short bike. But look, Bruce's riding style he's been around here enough times now. Just got the place fairly well sewn up, so I mean it does make life easier for me as a passenger compared to getting on with somebody who's not so sure of their way around. It's smooth, the bike will flow, and again it's on an Irison, even though it's a conventional as opposed to a lie down, because we were only talking about it today. It's a bike that was built for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's the TT. It's a TT sidecar. It's not like some of the modern stuff that's essentially a short circuit bike or whatever. This is a sidecar that was built for the TT.
Yeah. Well, it's good. Yeah, it's like, well, yeah. You know, it's exciting. Just getting up for us. So you guys are going to be. Even when you go back, I guess you'll be talking back and forth, and you go.
Oh, yeah.
See all the work and administration and the management of, and then the practicalities of getting together and.
Yeah, Mark will be coming over.
We'll do a couple of runs
before the
together.
TTs, so we can get some short circuit time possibly, and Scarborough again before the TT. So we're not going into it blind as such. If I didn't think it'd work, I wouldn't even entertain it. But
It should be too bad though. It's like, because Mark's how long you've been racing for quite a
Yeah, I've been racing a while now, and I suppose I've been lucky since I started racing. Again, it's just the sidecars. You get to know not just the people in your own paddock. You get to know the guys in the paddocks around the world. I mean, I've been racing. I've won an Irish Championship. Got second last year with Darren Dwyer at home. Got second the year before in the Irish Championship. Did a couple of Scarboroughs. Done a couple of Southerns. Done a couple of Scottish Championships. Done a couple of British Championships. So yeah, I've been around a while. I've bounced around from paddock to paddock, but all my racing is at home, bar what I pick up.
Well, that's what you're saying is though, like you don't get too much experience on the F2 outfits.
No,
over there.
No, there's very few F2s. We run an open class in Ireland, so what you'll get is pretty much only any F2 in Ireland will be lining up for TT.
Yeah.
Because on the circuits, particularly some of the faster circuits we have, they can't compete with the big long thousands.
Yeah. Well, it's like the guys like who do we have then? What we have? Terry over here, and then we had Mark Codd.
Right. Yeah.
Of the drivers, right? Yeah. I'm thinking of the F2 drivers. Who else do we have?
You have Derek Lynch coming over.
Oh, Derek! Yeah, he was at the Southern.
Yeah, so Derek is a newcomer to TT this year as well.
Oh, we have to get him.
He's a newcomer to TT this year.
We got some really good stuff on board there. Oh, by the way, I should tell everybody, all the fans and everything, just hold tight because we the editors are really working hard, to get all the Southern stuff. The Southern is a hell of a good racing there. We're going to be coming out with some really ace footage out of there, and still a lot more for TT because we haven't come out with yours yet. You know,
Yeah.
Bruce why we come up with some before? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we did
It was
on
at the 12, but we you know
2019.
we get everybody.
Yeah.
You know, but like I say, is that we keep improving, we keep getting better and better, and so we should get some dialogue in there in between. That makes it a little bit better, I think, with the racing. You know, so yeah, there we go there. But yeah, that sounds pretty good. So any other thoughts that you guys have now immediately? You know,
What for the
you know,
TT?
so
The nice thing for me with regard to TT is the fact that Bruce has passengered and driven.
yeah.
So if we find that after the first couple of laps it's not working, we're going to swap. And whichever combination is the fastest is what we're going to race with. I think it's, you know.
I don't think. No, he's already headed that one off at the pass. Remember, I ain't gonna worry. I ain't gonna be doing that.
You won't catch me on the side anymore. No. Past all
So
that.
yeah. So then, so then, what we have then, you know, outside the with the TT, right? Well, the TT really kicks everything off in a way, isn't it? Because it's early in the season, and then you go back and you do your circuit racing, right?
Yeah.
And so Bruce is going to be, you know, you're going to stick with the bike. You're going to stick with the FSR.
Oh yeah.
The British, but you know,
Yeah.
people that may not know that the FSRA, that's the British F2 Championship,
It is.
and that's
yeah.
kind of a feeder
That's the feeder
to
for the TT,
to the
really.
TT, and
Yeah.
I'd say probably. I don't know what you'd say. I'm just taking a guess here, but I would say probably maybe 60% of the entries probably come from people that are also racing in
Yeah,
that.
I would say so.
Yeah, it would be in that number like that, and then outside that, it's kind of like a hodgepodge of whole different people, including those from the continent, and then we also get some of our guys. It's expensive. I'd like to get our guys, all the guys down, all you Aussies and Kiwi guys. Oh, how many of you guys coming down this year? Yeah. We miss them. We got to get them down here. you
Yeah.
know? And all the Continental. We have all of our, you know, we have a big family. One of the things I'm rambling a bit, Brian, but we do, don't we? I mean, it's not just the British guys, but you know, we have the Irish guys. We have all the European and the French and the German and the Swiss
Scottish.
guys and the Scottish ones
Yeah.
coming, and you know.
It's been American drivers here and
Yeah.
Yeah, we had America. We had a Canadian now and then. And,
Yeah, Australians.
yeah. So we have like a real mix, but we all get along really good. Have fun down there at the paddocks, huh?
We had Mick Alton, Australian rider. He came over for the TT in 2019, and he couldn't get home, could he?
he got stuck here, didn't
He got stuck here because of COVID. So he was here best part of 2 years. So he ended up staying and racing the British Championship.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. So, but he's had to go back, obviously, eventually, and it's too much because of the break from when he come over to all the COVID and everything else. It's too much for them to be able to come back to support the event again at this time.
Yeah.
I know he'd love to come back over. I believe he's coming back to the UK, hopefully this year.
A fantastic year coming up. TT coming up here. It's our 100th year anniversary of the sidecar racing at the TT. So we're you know, of course, freewheeling's we're gonna be in the limelight, huh?
It was a good incentive to come back to do this event for this year because it is the 100th sidecar TT.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to just be part of that. To
Yeah.
say you've done it, it's nice.
hopefully see some of the older bits of machinery coming back. Being nice to see some of the older bikes there as well if it happens.
Yeah, we'd be hopefully, you know. But the one thing, you know, we also Three Wheeling is also the title sponsor, of course, of the TT, but also of the pre-TT.
Yeah.
The classics down there. You know, so and all you guys are coming out there. Yeah, putting up some good videos of the pre-TT too. You racked some pretty big figures. Some of the viewing was over 300,000 views. We've been getting 400,000
Classics
a few
are
times on the pre-T of the classics. So I think that the pre-TT, you know, it's a great organization that they have down there, the Southern 100, and they put on a great show. And we're going to be there catching all you guys. You know, get your entries in. You know, for the pre-TT too. right? And then hang around.
Yeah.
For the
Absolutely,
TT.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see these modern classics around the TT course.
Yeah.
That'd be a spectacle. That would.
I think it's about. You guys have anything else to say, or you want to?
Just plans for this year is the British Championship.
Yeah.
Again, like we said, hopefully throw in the 4 road races at Oliver's Mount
Yeah.
and TT. That's basically my
Yeah,
season.
I'll be similar. It'll be Irish Championship at home with Darren and TT obviously, and do a little bit pre-TT with Bruce. Get a Scarborough in, get a short circuit or 2 in, get some time on the bike, and
Yeah.
see if we can decide which one's going to drive and passenger.
Yeah. Good. All right. Well, okay, guys, and buddy. Okay. Thanks, everyone, and remember our slogan. Everybody get up there. There, 3 wheeling. Come on, get the 3. Everybody come up. Yeah, give his fingers. Okay, go ahead. There you go. All right, 3 wheeling. By the sport, for the sport.